Hi, and welcome to Art Connection. I'm Mark Dottie, and no, I am not planning to move anytime soon. These pods behind me are actually going to be art displays on September 3rd and 4th down here on Crenshaw and Torrance from a group called Flag Stop. So let's find out more about Flag Stop right here. So what would people expect with, like, first off, what are all these pods behind you? What's going to be going on with those? What do people expect when they're driving down Crenshaw on September 3rd?
I think what they're going to expect is a surprise and kind of stop in their tracks and go, what's that? You know, if they haven't seen us online or, you know, in the papers. They will pull over and what they'll see is art in a place that they weren't imagining to see art. And that's what these pods are, as well as the inside of the building. But the pods are like micro galleries, little containers. They have walls on the inside, and artists will be putting on their own shows on the inside. And some of the pods are created by galleries that are bringing some of their artists. There are arts groups that are bringing their artists. And there are artists that are putting on their own shows or inviting their own friends. So you're going to get a variety of mix of different types of art, all kind of created and presented in different ways, all inside these rooms, which are kind of nice. You know?
Yeah, how'd you come up with the concept of the pods? Because, you know, if somebody's flipping on the channel right now, they're watching this and thinking, is this one of those moving shows, or what am I about to see here?
Right, that's a good question. You could think that, and it's a creative way to look at too. But no, they will be here the whole time. They're stationary. What's interesting is that they're an immediate pop-up gallery. So in essence, you can have one of these anywhere. We could put it at a different location. We could do this with 300 pods. We can do it with 10. We have 50 or more, which is quite a bit, and wraps around the building here. They will be here on permanent display. They lock at night. They close. The art will always be there, and it will not move. At some point, then the artist will take their artwork out, and they go back to becoming a pod.
All right. So tell me more about you and the work that you've got. And are you going to be in a pod? What are we going to see of you?
I will be in a pod. These 2 months are busy for me too. As I mentioned earlier, I have 3 solo shows going on this fall, and one is at Blvd Projects, which opens on September 10th. There's Gallery 825, which is part of the Los Angeles Art Association, which is one of the oldest art associations in Los Angeles. I think it's 89 or 80 years old right now. It's got a great history in LA. And then I have Whittier College's their art museum gallery. I have my last show at the end of the fall. So I also saw this as another opportunity. Just for the event was really the main idea, but also to use it as a venue just to participate and as another example to put my artwork in an unusual setting, you know. And it's a challenge, and it sets up a creative challenge, really. So I took advantage of
it. What are these pods about? We're inside of one now.
Yeah, we're inside one now, and it's quite well lit because it's a translucent roof, as you can see, and it measures 8 feet wide, 8 feet high, and 16 foot long. And these are portable. There's just a few inches off the ground, so it makes it very accessible for the public. And there's going to be 50 of these acting as micro galleries, right, during the event. It's a 3-day event. 2 of the days are open to the public, Saturday and Sunday. The Friday evening is a VIP event, and we have so many people attending that it's tickets only.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask, how do you get involved in the VIP event?
Well, we wanted to do a VIP event to really celebrate the artists and the curators and the sponsors.
Yeah, what non-location for you to pick? A car dealership, right?
Well, it's more than a car dealership, it's space. And this is a beautiful building. Lexus are allowing us to use 25,000 square feet of space, which is huge. And of course we have a massive car park here, plenty of parking for the public. And we have 50 of these pod containers being put in here today and tomorrow.
And what do I expect to see in your pod? What am I going to see?
Oh, in my pod, as I'm a plein air painter, I'm curating a little space with 8 other artists who are all plein air painters. So what you'll see in here will be the work of 9 people in this pod, and they'll be on the wall here. We might even put down a nice carpet here, and the business cards, an explanation of who everyone is, and they're artists from around this area up into the valley.
Well, I work in watercolor or other water media, which includes acrylic. I also work in pastels and oil, but I haven't worked in oil in a bit. So, almost any medium.
Well, what got you started in watercolor, since that's supposed to be one of your primary ones?
I always loved it because I had a cousin who did the most beautiful watercolors. And so I thought, that's what I want to do. I was probably 8 and he was 17. So
did you get all of your education with him, or did you go to school?
no, I went to school in Iowa, University of Iowa, and Otis, Long Beach State out here.
Okay. What do we
Been
expect?
everywhere.
What will we expect to see inside of your pod?
Well, the title is Layers, and it's about collage and building up layers of experience, layers of paper, layers of all different kinds of things. We have a website. It's www.gloriadlee.com.
I work as a commercial illustrator, and I work digitally. I work for clients around the world who just basically tell me what they want to have done for their campaign or for a book or book covers, and I'll do that. I work on my computer with a software called Adobe Illustrator.
Okay.
And I'm also a fine artist, and when I do that, I also start digitally, and then I paint it, put it on canvas, and then I embroider on top of that. Wow. And I lay out, again, digitally, the design that I want to have, and then my sewing machine can read that, and it stitches that for me the way I want it.
Will we see samples of this in your pod here?
Yes, my show is called, it's called Stitched, and it showcases embroidery artwork.
So with your other mediums, did you go to school, or how did you get started with drawing?
I've always been drawing, like a lot of people who are interested in art. And I went to art school in Germany, and I got a degree there.
Can I ask what school?
It's the Hochschule für Gestaltung in Offenbach. It's a very good school, and I got my degree there, and then I came over here.
Good. I was hoping we could slip some German into this interview a little bit, because that's where you're from, right?
Yes, I'm from Germany. I'm from the suburbs of Frankfurt, and I grew up there. I came to California 7 years ago. Thank you, Green Card Lottery. And here I am. I'm not gonna go. I'm really happy that this, happens in the end, and I think Flagstop is really setting an example in the community that you can start up something with just an idea, because it was a vague idea that we want to have an art event, but we didn't think this was going to be this big. So I think it's great. It's like an upward spiral, and finally, it's going to be a great show.
On the 3rd, we're opening up right at noon with belly dancers and live drummers. They're going to dance all around the venue in a processional manner, just to get some excitement going, pumping the blood. And then they will go to stage 2 and do some numbers, some pre-choreographed, some
What are some of the other acts that might be coming up then? What else do you have coming up after the belly?
We have, on Saturday, we have DJ Boy Africa, and then a Latino singer named Lorenzo, and then another DJ named Wired. And they're at different locations, sometimes at the same time. On Sunday, we have the Kirk Nelson Quartet. They're a loungy jazz blues band. And Go Kurosawa, who's a flamenco guitarist, and a DJ named DJ Black Box.
All right, and so this is so both days from noon to 6 is going to be live entertainment the whole time.
Yes, sometimes at multiple locations.
Okay. What about food? Is there going to be trucks there?
We have 3 gourmet food trucks each day. Dogtown Dogs will be participating on both days. Komodo is a gourmet fusion food truck. They're coming Saturday along with Tango Mango Italian Ice. And on Sunday, the Num Num truck, they do banh mi Vietnamese sandwiches, and along with Cool House gourmet ice cream sandwiches.
So both days there's going to be something cool, for something sweet and cool, and something you can actually get your lunch here, right?
For all of your senses.
There you go. artists do you imagine will be here?
I think that we're going to have, where we're having 50 pods, and one artist per pod or one group per pod. And then the curators from the different art museums are bringing in their artists. So there'll be well over 100 to 150 artists, and there'll be over 500 works of art.
So it's free to view on Saturday and Sunday, plus there'll be items people can purchase, is that?
You know, if someone's interested in purchasing a painting, we're going to do it off-site, but we're mainly here as a museum-type environment where they can come and enjoy and learn and bring their children and develop the arts. Because one thing with art and children, it's the most successful of all the curriculums. A child can be discouraged in reading or math or science, but if you give them a pencil or a brush, their interest is piqued, and from there, maybe it will encourage them to read and do the math and the science.
Is this the first time this has happened?
This is the very first time that this has ever happened, and 9 of us got together and we started with an idea. And we really didn't know what was going to happen. We were starting with the unknown, and now we have what we have. Keep telling yourself www.flagstopart.com. And if you would like to see my work, jodyoriginals.net. I look forward to seeing you and hearing from you, and come meet me. I'm going to be in one of the pods. I don't know which one, but I'm going to be in one of the pods. Thank you.
Flag stop was a term used in train stations when they'd have a stop that was an unscheduled stop. And because we are starting this in Torrance, and Torrance was a major hub for train stations here. They had a big depot and all. And so history goes way back. That's where Torrance kind of started. So that's what we figured flag stop would be a great way to talk about the fact that we're going to be stopping at different places with this art event. So that's kind of how it came.
What's your role with the Flag Stop group?
Well, I'm one of the organizers, and I'm on the curatorial committee and the event graphics chair. So I'm in charge of all the graphics, the branding, and all the programs and look and feel of the whole event. So everything that's graphically oriented, I've done.
So if we see a brochure, if we see a poster or something, that's you?
Yes, that's
Right.
what I've done.
How did you get started in that?
Well, my background is I went to Long Beach State and got my degree in graphic design through that. Got a BFA through Long Beach, and and did a lot of artwork along with that. But so I've had a long career of graphic design, and have become more and more on the full-time artist side.
So some young person's watching the show and thinking, I like what he's doing. He's involved, as curators. He's organizing an event like this. He's got art shows. How does somebody get into that path? What are some suggestions?
A lot of hard work, perseverance, tenacity. We could go on and on. It's really having a vision, staying your course, I think, and never really giving up. But also a sensitivity and a great awareness for what's going on in that art world or any kind of discipline you want to participate. So you find yourself working with it and not against it. It's ultimately it helps, and it's never going to hurt. So it's kind of paying attention, a little bit of business and pleasure. It's your passion and it's your goal, and kind of knowing what those things are for yourself. Everyone's got limitations, everyone's got goals, but it's knowing what kind of artist you want to be, and literally mapping out a good plan, what it's going to take to achieve that, and just staying on it and going for it.
Thanks for watching this edition of Art Connection. Remember to check out the show September 3rd and 4th, right here in Torrance, from Crenshaw Boulevard at the Lexus dealership. Thanks for watching.